Our biggest problem was not there was too much month at the end of our money. We had everything separate. We had bills coming out of multiple accounts. We were each responsible for different bills. And by the time the bills are paid, we're dipping into other avenues of income to try and cover ourselves for the month. So our biggest issue was not knowing where our money was coming from and where it was going. We're making a decent amount of money as a household and still just didn't feel like we were ever comfortable.
Not organized with everything.
We both suffer with not having motivation to follow through with things. We'll start things and never complete them. And not having anyone else to be accountable to was probably our biggest downfall with trying to do it ourselves. We would try it, we would suggest things to each other and just never follow through. But having Andy here to kind of have somebody to guide us through a process was very helpful. And I think a lot of like the big names like Dave Ramsey and such, like they come from like a point of view where like, oh, you're an idiot. Why don't you have $1 million? Like, what's wrong with you? And you are a normal human person who's like, yeah, you have bills. It's normal to have bills.
And I think it just like for me, I know when she first approached me, like, oh, you got to check this guy out. I was just like,
Just another
whatever. Like,
Instagram guy.
okay. And then like I started watching the videos and I was like, oh yeah, this like makes sense. And like the way your system's set up is like attractive thing to me was to have things automated where I don't have to think about it anymore. I'm not thinking about stuff. I got other stuff to think about. So then when nobody's thinking about the bills or like the money coming in, then you're like spending money without any thought to it. You know, the word that's where the problem comes in. So now that things are like more organized and we have a leash on us in a sense. But we know that the bills are all paid for. There's money saved, and there's only so much we could spend. You know, it's like everything's more organized, and you don't have to put much thought to it. That I think was very helpful for me. Well, once we had like the spreadsheet and stuff filled out, and we actually had everything in front of us. You know, all of our bills and spending and everything and the money coming in and just seeing it all like in one spot once we got all the accounts set up and you just see that it's going to work out.
I would say that our level of worry or like scrambling to find money has pretty much diminished. Like we have visibility into everything. We can see how far ahead we are, based on the numbers. And like we have these guidelines in place to kind of see where we are okay. Like I think we can only really like go up from here. Like everything's set up. We have the foundation set up. So now we just have to keep building on it. I
Thank
mean,
you.
we are really grateful for all the help that you've given us. And we really did
Thank you.
maximize our dollar per our investment. Having that Wednesday at noon appointment every week, that was like our biggest accountability.